Akwaba. Welcome to Expat Life Ghana. I'm Tony. This is my wife Ayo. We're documenting our move from Texas to Ghana as we go beyond the return.
Alright y'all, in this video we are going to be digging into some real talk, specifically for those of you who are planning to expatriate to Ghana.
Absolutely. We're talking about visas, residency permits, and bribes.
Okay.
Does Ghana really want you here?
That's going to be the question we are going to answer, so let's go ahead and get this video started. It sounds so idyllic, right? Like you are in love with Ghana and they are opening themselves up to people in the diaspora to come home. That's like...
That was a huge part of the year return. This idea that you are welcome in Ghana. But does Ghana really want you to stay?
I got some opinions about that. Maybe I got to keep them to myself. We have been dealing with visas and citizenship and permits and residency these last few months, and we are here to give you the full reports.
Absolutely. We also have an interview with someone who knows more about this process than we do, which will help you plan a successful move to Ghana.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about visas, the resident permit process, and what it takes to become a Ghanaian citizen, and also what special considerations you need to make if you want to start a business here in Ghana. So,
and as a bonus, at the end of the documents, you need to pack before you leave.
Yes, there's a bunch of stuff that you need to remember to bring with you before you leave. So first up, let's talk about visas. Visas could be a whole video all by itself.
All by itself, yeah.
Really.
A lot of people think they can buy their ticket and hop on the plane. My guess is you need a visa.
Yeah, remember when we did that one time?
We just...
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, no, you need a visa. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are some countries like Kenya, Zimbabwe, and the ECOWAS countries, including Togo, Liberia, and the Gambia, that allow you to enter without a visa. If you are in the US or UK, this isn't for you.
That's totally right. So people see that you can visa on arrival and they think, oh, then I'm just going to skip the visa process before I go and wait. But for those of us, Americans, Brits, Aussies, and more, there's two ways that you can do this. Visa on arrival and visa through the embassy prior to your departure.
Although Ghana has a visa on arrival available, most of the Western countries, the passport holders will not be able to take that option. They simply won't let you on the plane from your home country to Ghana without a valid visa.
Yeah.
Long and short, it's best to apply and obtain a visa prior to leaving for Ghana.
Absolutely. So even though it says you can visa on arrival,
yeah, they won't let you.
Visa ahead. The next thing you need to know is that can be a one-time visa or a multi-entry visa. So you'll have to pick the one that works best for you. But what really matters is that your clock starts once that passport is stamped at immigration when you land. The clock starts ticking right then. Absolutely.
You have 60 days to be in Ghana on that visa.
So what happens after the 60 days are up?
You have to get out.
No, you don't really have to get out.
Kidding. You can renew your you can renew your tourist visa for up to 3 times for each for 90 days.
90 days each. Yep.
There is a fee of 50 Ghana cedi per month for renewal per person.
Yep. So if you have a family of 4,
that
starts to add up for every month that you're staying.
Yeah. And please make sure that you get that taken care of prior to your visa expiration. Once it expires, you have an additional overage fee that builds up each month. So you want to be on top of getting that.
Yeah, and don't think that you're going to sneak out without paying that fee. They'll get you. They'll get you one way or another. So
yeah, okay. So now what? You made it here and you have only 319 days you can spend here on that first visa.
On that first tourist visa, that's all that you have. So you have to start the next part of the process, which is the residency. Here's where I wonder if Ghana is really prepared for the amount of people that are interested in coming here, or if they really want us here at all, because this process is not the easiest to navigate. I'm trying not to be negative. Was that a
Yeah,
way to say it?
I think that was a good way to say it. Very politely.
Yeah,
Yes.
it seems like it's going to be easy, but
It's really not.
it's really not.
First off, there are a few ways to become a Ghanaian. Citizenship by birth, which means your parents or grandparents are Ghanaian, like that one.
You can also do citizenship by marriage, which means you married a Ghanaian. Okay, kind of close, right?
All right. Citizenship by naturalization, which means you have met the requirements to apply for citizenship outside of blood or by marriage.
Right. And then there's kind of like this fourth phantom way of applying, which is citizenship by adoption. But most of y'all watching are not up for adoption currently. So just know it's an option, but probably not going to be the one that works for you.
Okay, so there are 4 ways to become a Ghanaian. We are not in the same category.
No,
here.
not at all,
You
right?
and
So
I.
I'm going through the process of applying for citizenship by blood or citizenship by birth. And that is completely different than what you're doing.
Right. I can apply for citizenship by marriage after you're finished
Right.
with your process, or I could apply for naturalization, obviously.
Right.
By marriage would be easier in our situation. Just
I completely agree.
know your options, I guess.
Yeah, the process of going through the naturalization is, I think, more complicated. But what's important here is that there are multiple pathways to get through. For citizenship by blood, I actually had a few hiccups in my process. I gave my birth cert that shows my father was born in Ghana, my passport's information, his passport information. I mean, I kind of came with all the information, but for some reason I was sent away.
And why was that?
More than one time. I had to go back and forth to these offices. Basically, one place says you have to go to the other, and the other place says you have to go to the first one. And there's kind of not a clear, maybe a clear process as to who does what first. And maybe not even the process isn't clear. Maybe the people aren't clear on exactly what does and what doesn't count.
Right.
So anyway, after I finished this whole process of the IDing and applying for passports and going through all of that, I finally thought I was in the home stretch. And they let me know that my birth certificate name does not match my identification name.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten married and I've taken my husband's name.
Yeah.
And now they want me to go through the Gazette process. And I was like, what? You have to do Gazette. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? I have to publish in the Ghana paper that I am no longer to be known as my birth name and that I have chosen to take on my new name, which is my married name. I could not provide documentation from the States that shows that I had a name change. It has to be this Gazette process. So that's where I'm at. But it's just like, that was this moment for me where it was like, they're making it hard.
Yeah, it's not a simplified process at all.
Do they really want me to return?
You know, it seems like they would have a repatriation office where you can do and get it all done one shot.
Yeah.
With all the ID, the passport, filing, everything. Hey, you're coming in, you want to be a citizen, this is where you come. We take care of everything here in this office.
That is not what it's like at all. The running back and forth is really infuriating, and there's no like kind of official queuing process, right? It's like first person in the queue is the person in the queue. Doesn't matter that you were there for 5 days. The 5 days that led up to that day, it's just you're in the queue. So what happens is I thought I was getting something done, and it turns out that I wasn't. That birth cert really is holding me up now because the name's not matching. But to me, if I have documentation that's establishing my identity and that shows that I have this new name, I've obviously gone through the name change process. Anyway.
Okay. So for me, this has been different. I looked into a service to help me out because I wanted to see what the process was for just a regular person. So for a non-citizen, To even get to the point of naturalization, you have to be here 5 years. In order to stay for 5 years, you need a resident permit or work permit. You renew 5 times. And getting that permit isn't easy either, because ultimately you have to complete the naturalization process. In addition to the 5-year residency, you also need a police report. Speak to the. You have to be able to speak one of the local languages. A business or job here, and 2 Ghanaian citizens to vouch for you.
Yeah, and not just some like rando people who can just pop up and be like, yeah, I know this Jude. They have to provide all this documentation for themselves on top of that. So it's not like it's a favor. It's not just like a, hey, let me buy you a beer favor.
The residency permit is another headache. You need a medical exam.
Yeah, and that costs you.
That's $200 US.
Yeah, and they're screening you for all kinds of stuff. They want to know if you have STDs, if you've got diabetes, if you've got anything.
A police report, your CV letter of employment, or copy of work permit, and also non-resident ID.
So this process of getting the resident permit.
If I had hair, I'd be pulling it out.
It's so much work. Okay, but the resident permit is a little bit easier than the work permit in terms of what you have to supply, and it's a little bit cheaper at only $500 US dollars. Yeah. The work permit requires all the things that you mentioned, plus you are also going to need your educational certification or licensures. You're going to need a letter of employment from the company that you're working for, and then the company has to meet certain requirements as well.
And a little heads up, the work permit costs $1,000 US and needs to be renewed annually.
Yep. So in the 5 years that it would take you to substantiate yourself,
$5,000.
It is just adding up. Okay. So
legally.
So the one thing you will need as part of this whole process is your non-citizen ID card. This whole thing can really seem overwhelming, but the one thing that you have to do is get the non-ID citizen
card. You have to start with that one.
Right. So
if you stay here more than 90 days in a calendar year, you are required to register and to get a non-citizen ID card. That will cost you too. It's $120 for that card.
Yep.
With an annual renewals for $60 a year, but these are not permits.
Yes, don't get confused in that. Because you get the card, it doesn't mean that you are allowed to stay or that you've gotten your residency. It doesn't replace your visaing process. You're just registered with the government. The government knows that you're here. That's it. You still need to renew your visitor's visa or your visitor's visa or renew your resident permit. Or your work permit. The card is not that.
Exactly.
I wish it were. That would be so much easier.
Oh, really? So we're talking about all of these process and paperwork that you got to go through, and they are all in different places with different queuing systems and different people telling you different things.
Yeah, I mean, even this whole thing with me trying to do my citizenship by blood, the first place that I went to told me I couldn't do it. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I can. And then I had to talk to 2 other people before that person was like, oh, yes, you can. And I thought, well.
Challenges here. Challenges.
So it feels like Ghana is saying, return, come. But the red tape and the headaches are kind of saying something different.
Yes, I still think people should come. Ghana is a great place to be, but they need to know it is not easy to get this paperwork process done, and it isn't cheap either. Yeah,
it is not cheap. All of this costs. The permit is going to be either $500 or $1,000 US dollars. The ID is another $120. The medical exam is $200 US dollars.
Yeah, the other paperwork can cost upwards to $500 to $1,000 Ghana cedi.
Yep, like the gazetting is going to cost me $250.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about how much the bribes will cost you to go from 2 to 3 weeks to 6 to 8 weeks.
Have you been bribing people?
Oh, absolutely not. We don't do that.
We don't do that. Well, I did dash some. We don't do that.
Okay, I'm just not trying to go that route and just do things the way they were intended. But other people have come to us and told us about their process, and it's packed with greasy palms, and I'm thirsty, and you know, it is much easier to navigate if you know someone
Oh my God.
or have a connection than if you don't. It just be maybe worth hiring, you know, someone to help you.
Yeah, if you don't know somebody and if you're going through this process straight and cold,
Yeah,
it's tough. It is really tough. So you had a chance to actually sit down and talk to Jude at YouSort World. They are a company that specializes in this process and supporting people who are applying for permits or for residency. And we have that interview and a few takeaways to recap as well. So let's check out this interview.
Drop a comment below and let us know what you think.
All right, so here we go. If I've been in Ghana for a month and I say, you know what, I got this business idea. How do I set up a business? What do I need? What's the first thing I need to set up a business? What am I going to need coming in?
Yeah, so you know, in setting up a business, it has to be registered if you want to go the legal way.
We're trying to be legal.
Yeah.
We don't want any problems. We're trying to be legal.
Exactly. So you first of all visit the Registrar General's Department. That is where all business and other registrations legally are made. Okay, so it has a requirement that you have to fulfill.
Okay.
So you're not yet a citizen of Ghana.
Right.
So it states clearly that you have to, a minimum capital requirement has to do with $1 million or $200,000. The $1 million is when you want to set up everything without any local person engagement. Mm-hmm. And then when you want to partner with a local person, the minimum capital requirement is, I think, $500,000.
Okay.
Okay, yes. And then that has to do, now there's a new directive which says that you can't use your passport. You can't use any other identification apart from the Ghana card.
Right, so
it basically means that you cannot make it, you have to partner with YouSort.
you have to partner with YouSort. You have to partner with somebody.
You get it.
You have to get your Ghana card.
You have to have the Ghana.
To do anything.
Yes.
You need to get your Ghana card.
Yeah, so the Ghana card is basically going to take over everything, including banking transactions, purchasing of lands, properties, transfer of ownership, DVLA, that is driver license authority. Okay. Even purchasing a car, licensing it, you need a Ghana card.
Ghana card. First thing you need.
First thing, that is the very most important thing you have to get. Other than that, there are certain things you cannot do.
Okay.
Currently, one is the registering of business.
Okay, so you can't even, you got a great thought, you can't do anything with that thought until you register that business.
Yeah, exactly.
First thing you need is the Ghana card.
Exactly.
Now we can talk about where we go. I got my Ghana card.
Okay, so
now what do we do?
Okay, so you've got your Ghana card. Okay. Right, so what business do you want to do? First of all, you get a business name. Okay. The purpose or the objective, right? Who are the directors? Okay, so you bring the names. There are a couple of stuff, the addresses of these people, the shareholding, how, and then the law says that a company could be formed with 2 or more persons or people. Okay, so suppose you and your wife. Okay. So who is the first director? Who is the second director? Okay. Okay, and then who is going to be the secretary? Again, you have the chance in there for one of the directors to act as a director and a secretary as well. Okay. Yes, that is the 2. But if you more than 2, then you could choose, you know, any other person, yes, to do that for you. So starting out, you need the person with that idea, that business idea who wants to get it started, and you need a second person. Exactly. So, or even more. Or more, but you at least need 2. Yes, 2 for a limited liability company. For LLC, yes, 2 people. 2 or more. Okay. Yeah. But for sole proprietorship, just yourself. Okay, sole proprietorship, you can take care of that. Exactly. No problem. That's probably the way most people are going to come in as a sole proprietorship because, you know, maybe the wife doesn't want to get involved. It's just the husband's idea, or so maybe it's the opposite. Maybe the husband's like, hey, I'm done with this. Business is good to do though. Yeah, because at the end of the day, that's what brings money to the table. Right, right. Yeah. Now I need some place to set up shop. I need
I need a place where I can have open doors where people can come in at. What can you help me with that? How can you help me with that?
First of all, you're thinking of your physical address.
How can I set up a physical shop? Get some land, purchase some land, and
or you want to purchase or you want to rent. Do you get it?
Oh, so there's options. So I can buy some land or I can rent a place.
Put up whatever with your new architectural design, desired architectural design.
If I wanted to, let's say, I got a fresh idea. I wanted to buy some land and build. How can YouSort World help me out?
So we have
acquiring land.
We have a lot of lands we've scouted for across the country. Okay, so you let us know where exactly you want it, what region.
Okay.
So there are some, with our experiences, people do come in and like, okay, we want something like an hour drive from airport or 30 minutes drive from airport. And then quickly we do, and places where we don't have, we do what we call land search. Okay, so we'll go out there to find if there are any other vacant lands, who are the owners. We do that. My dad, very dad, works at the Lands Commission, is the director there. So we do the land validation, who owns it, if there is any. But there are some lands to which haven't been registered yet, so you can't find them at the Registrar General. So you just go in there with a certified surveyor, pick the GPS points, and then you send it back to the Lands Commission for registration into your name.
So basically, you take care of everything.
Everything. It's all inclusive. All inclusive.
We won't talk into fees or anything like that, but I can pay you one amount and you can research the land, assist and take over in purchasing of that land, and get me onto the building process.
Yes, and then we have builders as well.
And you also have builders. Yes. You can work with an architect.
Exactly. And we have the architect as well.
This man got let's say even if I wanted to do something.
The name is YouSort.
YouSort.
So you just sort for whatever you're looking for.
Oh.
Yes.
Now I get it. You sort whatever you need.
Yes, you sort for whatever.
Hi, I'm Leo. Subscribe right now.
Residency.
With the residency, we have two types. Permits as the aspirin coming in.
Right, there you go.
You need the residency or a working permit. We do the working permit. And then the working permit gives you to go into profit-making, businesses.
Okay.
Again, it has to be stated clear.
Yeah.
If you want to set up a business in Ghana, you need a working permit.
So.
A profit-making business.
Yeah.
But if you want to do an NGO, a non-profit, then you could do the residency alone. But to work for a company or set up your own profit,
money,
then you need a working permit.
Yeah.
A working permit.
Okay. Let's say you just want to live here.
Yes.
People just coming in. There's so many of them. They just want to come here and live. They got a retirement check or pension check, whatever it is, coming in, and they're just here to live. They're just stress-free. They just want to live.
Okay, so this is what you must know. You want to leave. The residency gives you the permission to leave and only leave. Okay? But it doesn't permit you to work.
Okay. I'm retired. I don't want to work anymore. I just want to live. I want to live free.
Yeah, exactly. Then all you need is the residency.
Okay. What does the residency get you?
The residency, gives you that freedom to live in the country. You have multiple entry, okay, and then no need for visa.
No need for visa.
Yes.
I don't want to cut you off. You got to leave every so often. And
yes, you have to go to the immigration and then extend your period. But with the residency, when you have 1 year residency or 2 years residency, you are free. You don't need any visa. You don't need to worry yourself going to the immigration for anything.
Okay,
I like with that. The residency, there's a lot you could do with it. You could operate a bank account. Okay. Yes. There are couple of transactions you could do with the residency. Do you get it?
Okay,
you could rent. You could purchase. You could do whatever.
What can you purchase with your residency? Can you purchase land?
Yeah, because you are residing.
Because you live here now.
So to leave.
But before you get all of that, what's the first card you need again?
Okay.
The Ghana bank card.
Yes, if you have, but not because the Ghana card, it means you are a citizen.
The Ghana card.
To get a Ghana card, you have to be a citizen. So now you're not a citizen yet.
Okay,
so
you're just residing here.
Yes, so all you need is the non-residency ID, or non-resident or non-citizenship ID.
Okay, I don't want to confuse the two now. If I come here and I want to buy land, I just need the...
All you need is the residency permit. Okay.
So residency permit, if you just come here, you just want to buy land.
Yes, you need it.
All right, now to switch gears.
You know, people will say, oh, no, I bought a land without, a residency permit. Yes, you can do that, but to live in the country for a couple of times, or a year or 2 years without, or to have that override permit over visa, then you need a residency.
Okay, I get you.
So you can purchase the land though without a residency, but how long could you stay in the country?
Yeah, eventually you're still going to need to get that card if you're trying to be here years at a time.
Exactly. And that is where the new policy, which is the Ghana card, is coming in, where without the Ghana card you can't purchase land any longer.
Oh wow. So
because we can identify you.
So people coming in should know.
Yes, and
coming in now, you're going to need that Ghana card.
Oh yes, there are people we helped with business registration. We register some business for them. Then there wasn't that directive which requires the Ghana card. Okay. So we use their passports.
Okay. To purchase the land.
No, for the business registration.
Okay, for the business
as
registration.
As a registrar general.
Okay.
But about 2 months ago, the new directive that came was you cannot use your passport any longer. You cannot use any ID apart from the Ghana card, including not only to non-citizens but even citizens. So my
even citizens. So this is. Yes. This is a major step to identifying who has what and who's doing what.
Exactly, and also to curb, some scam and fraud issues in the country. We want to identify who is transacting what, who is doing what.
Okay, I get that. Nice, nice. So I've been sitting here with Jude Asante of YouSort World. YouSort, wow, they carry, or I should say, they handle everything under the umbrella. As far as coming to Ghana, getting you started with residency, getting you started with your Ghana card, getting business, acquiring land.
When you say, how do I acquire a Ghana card?
How do you get a Ghana card?
So with a Ghana card, you have to live in the country for at least 5 years. Okay.
At least 5 years for the Ghana card?
Yes.
Oh wow.
The Ghana card means that you are a citizen.
Okay.
And so, in other words, it's just like you are gaining citizenship.
Okay, with the Ghana card. Okay.
Exactly. Or, you getting up a family and to say, let me use your wife as an example. Okay. Yes. Who has kind of a family here in Ghana. Right. So for her, she may not face, a problem of being known or categorized as a non-citizen. Okay. Because some of the family members could vouch that she is a Ghanaian. Right. So they raise a guarantee, okay? And then place their Ghana card on file that they vouch that this person is a Ghanaian. You have it. Do you get it?
Interesting. Yes, I do get it. Yes.
But another way, people could lie about it, but when you are found to...
Well, you don't want to face those penalties. Exactly. So we do stress to do everything legally. We don't want anybody kind of circumventing the system in any way.
So all you need is your residency, and then residency. For the first application, you could get 1 year, and then when we are renewing for you, you could get 2 years or 3 years. So adding to your previous 1 year, 4 years. Now you need just a year, okay? To meet the requirement, we say that to be a citizen, you have to live in the country for at least 5 years. Okay? And speak one local language. All right? Okay. So once the 5 years or 4 years into 5 years exhaust, then we have the capacity before the law to apply for a citizenship for you. Okay. And then with the citizenship, it means that you can get the Ghana passport, traveling passport, you can get the Ghana card, and then you're a Ghanaian. Anything you want to do.
Uh-oh. Look our world. Where do people find you? Where do they find you? Where are you at?
They find me, one, on the globe, Ghana. They find me in Ghana. And then they find me on social media. They find me on YouTube, WhatsApp, what do you call it? All this, Instagram, all this. And then some to find me via recommendations.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I like that. The recommendations are probably the best.
Most of, I could testify to that. A lot of the people, okay, this person gave your number to me, and then I have other partners that we were working with, TWT Enterprises. They were in the States. The wife, for instance, hadn't set her foot to Ghana before, but we were helping with the land acquisition, their farmlands, their animal rearing, and then their poultry farm. So they came in last 2 months. Mm-hmm. You get it? Yeah. So a person like that, whom we've handled a lot of, do recommend us because of the satisfaction, we brought to them. So they recommend.
So not only do you do a lot, but you do a lot very well.
So with YouSort, anything you want to do with real estate, setting up businesses, your residence, and whatever it is, anything you just want us to do, we have the professionals. Even if you want a barrister or to say a lawyer for your legal battles or whatever, yeah, we have them.
Wow, so everything under the umbrella.
Exactly.
Buying land, purchasing land, getting your residency, work permit. I just want to reiterate that YouSort World has everything under the umbrella when you come here that you need.
Yes.
I've been working with Jude on some personal things, and I can tell you the attentiveness to detail and to making sure that I'm comfortable and knowing what services I'm getting and why I need the services that he's providing. He's been great with explaining, and I just want to thank you, Jude, for coming out. Thank you again, Jude.
Thank you.
All right, bro.
Do you know that?
What does it?
Means thank you.
Yes, I know. Okay. All right, bro.
Thank you, Hugh.
All right.
It's such a process. Lots of red tape, but it's good to know that someone out there can help you if you aren't down with the runaround and you'd rather skip that ache.
Yeah, there were a lot of, or a couple key takeaways for me, I should say. And, it takes a lot to be legal in Ghana, to live here legally, to work here legally.
Yes.
It really takes a lot.
And you really can't short that. You can't skip over any parts of that process.
You always need the thing before to move forward, and they always
if you
want to
don't
make
do
sure
it
you
right,
have it. Yeah.
If you don't do it right, you'll go back and do it again. The second takeaway I thought was important was that you really do want to work with somebody that you trust.
Absolutely.
You don't just want to partner with anyone because you aren't able to establish yourself or your business alone. You really have to be thoughtful about who you partner with and if they can actually deliver on what they're saying they can deliver on.
Absolutely. And, this isn't cheap. This whole process is going to cost you. That's absolutely worth it down the long run. But
the third takeaway is definitely.
Yeah. So we will have Jude's contact information in the show notes. If you want to connect with him and find out what the residency or permit process will look like for you, I'm sure he'd be glad to help you out.
Yeah. And as promised, dun dun dun, I want to include some things that you should make sure you pack when you are gathering up all your paperwork and getting ready to come to Ghana. Number one, of course, is your passport. But if you hold more than one passport, make sure that you bring all of them with you. The second is a copy of your original birth certificate. The original birth certificate, it can't be a copy of it. I know when we ordered, I actually ordered 2 copies for each of us so that I knew we always had a copy, even when we had to turn in a copy to paperwork process.
Yeah.
So.
3 and 4, marriage certificate or divorce decree, and credentials and licenses. You want to have your marriage license, or if you're divorced, have that paperwork.
Yeah.
If you're coming here with any particular licenses, as far as, let's say you work at the port and you're a cable man or something like that, have those licenses available.
Yep. Even as a teacher, I needed my teaching license.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're a teacher, whatever credentials you have, if you're accountant, whatever, credentials you need to say who you are, bring that
Right, because that's how you establish that you have a worthiness here, that you are able to earn money and that you're able to sustain yourself. So you want to bring all of that. Speaking of marriage certificate, if you are bringing kids and they are, you have any kind of divorce decree in terms of placement or ability to travel with your children, you are going to want to bring that as well, so that when you start the process for them, everything is in the clear. You also want to bring anything that shows the change of name. The change of name is coming back to bite me. I've actually been told now that I won't be able to use any of the documents that I have from the US that show that I've gone through the name change process. I have to do it here in Ghana. But just for good measure, and because you might talk to someone different than who I talk to, bring a change of name report, as well as a police report that shows that you are an upstanding, law-abiding citizen.
Absolutely. You want to have your medical information complete. To complete your medical report once you get here and start filing that work. They want to know, hey,
that medical screening, they want all of it.
Yeah, they want to know all of what's wrong with you.
Yes, they want to know when you've had surgeries, what medication you've been on, any kind of diagnoses. So just if you have all of that, it will make the whole process easier. Because I don't know about y'all, but I can't remember dates for every single thing that's ever happened.
If you're able to get your medical records on the flash drive, bring them over.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to have that. And then the other thing you want to have is your CV or resume. They actually want a copy of your CV as part of the work permit process.
Yeah.
So if you have a copy of your resume, get it printed out, have that available with all of the contact information as well. Prior employer's phone number and information, address, all of that stuff will help you in the long run. So just have it. Well, Ghana, they've been sending us through the hoops because we want to be here. We want to be here legally and follow all of the rules and lay down our roots.
But Charlie, you don't make it easy on me.
They are really not making it easy. It's a headache. I've lost days.
Yes.
Days and days on
Mr. President,
Ooh.
I'm talking to you directly. Please, sir. Let's streamline this process some way. The back and forth. We can streamline this.
Yes, because there's people, they want to come.
They want to come.
They want to come and they want to bring their talents and their savings and their experience.
and help build and help the continued development of the country.
Yes, but the running and the bribing and the inconsistency of information, or the straight up misinformation, that it makes me wonder if you really want the diasporans to return or just come for a short vacation
And get the money.
and get on home.
Well,
That was kind of
yeah.
drop a comment and let us know what you think about that.
Yes, absolutely. Hope to see you in Ghana soon, and hope the process of getting residency and work permits and all that don't scare you off.
It's clear as mud now that we've gone through this. It's clear as mud.
Absolutely. And with that, Charlie out for now. Aguaba.
Oh no, Aguaba?
Aguaba.
Aquaba. It's a K.
I say a K. Okay, you ready? Aguaba. Welcome to Expat Life.
They're gonna talk bad about you, man. You better come on and say it right.
Okay.
Planning your expatriate.
Start over.
Yep. Ready?
Aquaba. Y'all see the stuff I gotta deal with. She's crazy. I keep telling you she's crazy.
A little bit.